Hey Steelers fans! The buzz around Pittsburgh is reaching a whole new level as the team gears up for what could be a defining season. The off-season has been anything but quiet, with the squad gathering at St. Vincent College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, preparing to make a statement after years of falling short in the early rounds of the playoffs. The energy is different this time, fueled by a real sense of urgency that hasn't been felt around the black and gold in quite some time. From the early mornings when players start showing up to the dorms to the grueling tests and workouts that push them to their limits, everything points toward one clear goal: winning now. Mike Tomlin, the head coach known for his calm but demanding leadership, has made it clear that enough is enough. The Steelers aren't interested in just making the playoffs anymore. They want to go deeper, prove they belong among the elite. What's unique about this season's approach is the sheer amount of new faces stepping into starting roles out of the projected starters on both sides of the ball. Nearly half are fresh to the lineup since last year ended. That means the chemistry, the timing, the trust, everything that usually takes time to build has to come together fast. There's no room for excuses about unfamiliarity or lack of cohesion, because the calendar waits for no one. The preseason games and the regular season opener, especially that highly anticipated game in Ireland against the Vikings, are looming, and there's a clock ticking down on how long the team has to gel. Let's start with the defense, traditionally a cornerstone for the Steelers. The unit is stacked with talent and experience, but more importantly, the management has made sure to address the previous gaps that were hurting the team's ability to dominate. Take the secondary, for example. The safety position has been a concern in the past, but with Deshaun Elliott stepping in, the team has gained a strong presence capable of locking down receivers and making game-changing plays. Elliott's reputation as a tough, reliable safety precedes him, and the Steelers are counting on him to be a game wrecker. The cornerback group has been bolstered too. Darius Slay is a name that carries weight in the league, known for his lockdown coverage skills and veteran savvy. Alongside him, Jalen Ramsey is expected to hold down the slot corner position, which was a glaring weakness before. This duo should give opposing quarterbacks nightmares, and that's exactly what Pittsburgh needs. Pressure on the quarterback starts with how well you can disrupt their reads and force mistakes, and a strong secondary is vital for that. Moving to the front seven, the edge rushers remain one of the best groups in the NFL. T.J. Watt continues to be a nightmare for offensive lines, bringing relentless speed and power to the field every snap. Alongside him, Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig add depth and versatility, providing multiple threats off the edge. The addition of Jack Sawyer, a rookie with high upside, only sweetens this mix, making the Steelers' pass rush a major talking point going into the season. Inside the defensive line, questions lingered last season, especially around run defense and interior pressure. Cano Benton, in particular, didn't deliver the splash plays fans were hoping for, and that showed up in critical moments this offseason. The team addressed those concerns by bringing in Derek Harmon, who is expected to compete for the starting spot at left defensive end. His arrival isn't just about talent, it's about sending a message that no one's job is safe, and that performance will be rewarded. The linebacker corps has been through some changes too. Patrick Queen, entering his second year, has grown comfortable with the play calling and responsibilities, moving past the rookie jitters. Devin Wilson is also stepping up, and with coaching staff pushing the group harder than ever, there's reason to believe this unit can be a force. They're aiming to be more than just tacklers, they want to be playmakers who can shift the momentum of games with key stops and turnovers. Turning our attention to the offense, the big story revolves around Aaron Rodgers. His move to Pittsburgh has been met with mixed reactions. While his experience and skill are undeniable, there are questions about how well the offense will adapt to his style, especially considering his past struggles with some of the league's top defenses. Fans are hopeful but cautious, remembering that a quarterback, no matter how talented, is only as good as the system around him. The offensive line has been bolstered, but concerns remain, especially around the left tackle position, where Brick Jones is expected to protect Rodgers' blind side. The draft brought in new talent aimed at shoring up weaknesses, and the general sentiment is that this group is better prepared to handle the physicality and speed of the NFL than in previous years. The receiving corps also looks promising, with new faces bringing fresh energy and skill sets. DK Metcalf, for example, is seen as a major upgrade, and fans are eager to see how his chemistry with Rodgers develops. The running game, often a backbone for Steelers football, is expected to be solid and capable of controlling the clock and setting up play-action passes across social media and fan forums. Opinions about this roster vary widely. Some are riding high on the optimism, excited about the blend of youth and experience and the potential for a breakout season. Others are more measured, wary of past disappointments and skeptical about the coaching staff's ability to get the most out of this talented group. Mike Tomlin's leadership remains a polarizing topic while many trust his experience and grit. There's a vocal contingent calling for fresh ideas and a new direction. The debate reflects a passionate fan base hungry for success but painfully aware of how close the Steelers have come to greatness without fully breaking through. The pressure on the players and coaches alike is immense, because the city demands more than just participation. It demands contention and, ultimately, championships. As the preseason unfolds and the regular season draws near, every practice, every snap, and every decision will be scrutinized. The Steelers are stepping into camp with a rare combination of hope and pressure, knowing that the window to prove themselves is open but won't stay that way forever. The foundation is there, the pieces are in place, but it's on the field where all those plans and preparations will be tested. For fans, it's a roller coaster of emotions: hope, doubt, excitement, and frustration all rolled into one. The stories emerging from camp, the performances in preseason games, and the adjustments made in real time will set the tone for what promises to be one of the most compelling Steelers seasons in recent memory. As the days roll on in Latrobe, the anticipation builds not only among the players and coaching staff, but also throughout Steelers Nation. Everyone is watching closely, analyzing every interview, every workout, every subtle interaction that might hint at how this team will perform once the games count. The daily grind of training camp is intense, with players arriving early and leaving late, each one pushing harder than the last to prove they belong on the roster, to earn that starting spot, or to simply show that they can make a difference on special teams or in a rotational role. Coach Mike Tomlin's approach to this camp is noticeably different from years past. There is an unmistakable sense of urgency that permeates every session, a feeling that the team cannot afford to be patient or tentative. The Steelers have historically been a franchise that builds slowly, focusing on steady progress and gradual improvement. But this year the tone is set for immediate results. Tomlin's message to the team is clear: the window to make a deep playoff run is now, and complacency will not be tolerated. This urgency is reflected in the way the coaches handle the new starters, especially the 9 players who have joined the starting lineup since last season. These players are under pressure to learn the playbook quickly, to develop chemistry with their teammates, and to perform at a high level right out of the gate. There is no grace period, no excuses for lack of familiarity. The schedule itself leaves no room for easing in only a few weeks separate training camp from the regular season opener in Ireland, a high-profile matchup that will set the tone for the Steelers season. Defensively, the pressure is even greater. The Steelers have a proud tradition of fielding dominant defenses, and fans expect nothing less this year. When you look at the defensive roster, it's hard to find a legitimate excuse for underperformance. Depth is no longer a concern in the secondary, with Juan Thornhill's role addressed by new additions who can replicate his skill set. The cornerbacks, led by Darius Slay, are more than capable of locking down receivers in man coverage. A critical component in today's pass-heavy NFL, the defensive line, often a source of inconsistency last season, now boasts fresh competition that should light a fire under the incumbent starters. With Derek Harmon expected to start at left defensive end and challenge Cano Benton, the interior line should be more disruptive against both the run and the pass. Linebackers are coming into their own, too. Patrick Queen has left behind the confusion of his rookie year, embracing his responsibilities with newfound confidence. Devin Wilson is committed to improvement and embracing the intensity that Tomlin demands. Cole Holcomb, when healthy, brings reliability and experience, rounding out a linebacker group that has the potential to be both physical and versatile. Offensively, the spotlight remains on Aaron Rodgers. His arrival in Pittsburgh has sparked hope but also questions. Rodgers brings Hall of Fame talent and years of playoff experience, but adapting to a new system and new teammates is never easy. Fans are eager to see how he connects with his receivers, how the offensive line protects him, and how the coaching staff tailors the playbook to maximize his strengths. There is optimism that with improved protection and a strong running game, Rodgers can thrive and lead the offense to consistent production. The running backs and receivers have been working tirelessly to build chemistry and sharpen their routes and timing. DK Metcalf's addition injects big play potential, giving Rodgers a reliable target who can stretch defenses vertically. The offensive line's continuity and depth have improved, addressing previous concerns and providing Rodgers with a safer pocket. Yet, as many fans and analysts have pointed out, the true test will be how the coaching staff utilizes the talent on the field. Mike Tomlin and his coordinators must find ways to innovate and adapt their schemes, blending old-school Steelers toughness with modern offensive concepts to keep defenses off balance. This blend of optimism and cautious realism is echoed in the voices of fans and commentators alike. Some, like Paul, express cautious optimism, pointing to the baggage Aaron Rodgers might be leaving behind, and some lingering concerns about the offensive line. Others, like Jacob, admit to being excited but wary of getting their hopes up too high, having been burned by past disappointments. There are those like BT who rate their excitement at a perfect 10, but voice concern over the defensive coordinator's role. Meanwhile, Sean admits this is the most excited he's been since the playoff loss to the Browns, signaling that even the most guarded fans feel a spark of hope this year. Yet, not all the feedback is rosy. Meach reminds us that recent years still haunt many fans, worried about the quarterback's age and the team's tendency to falter in the crucial middle part of the season. John raises pointed concerns about Coach Tomlin's ability to maximize the team's potential, citing his inability to marry winning strategies with the personnel on the field. This skepticism highlights a critical tension within Steelers Nation, the desire for success clashing with doubts about leadership. Moondogs offers a different perspective, feeling that the roster changes are designed for immediate impact, but questioning whether the team is sacrificing the future. The debate about trading draft picks or prioritizing this season over building long-term success is ongoing, with opinions split about how well the front office has balanced those competing priorities. Some fans, like Crash, see a clear path forward, believing the team's floor is a divisional round appearance, with the ceiling being a trip to the Super Bowl. They point to the defense's improved ability to hold opponents under 18 points, and the offense's ability to score more than that as key indicators. Will take some more tempered view, acknowledging that if this roster belonged to another team like the Falcons, there would be widespread Super Bowl talk. But he tempers his enthusiasm by highlighting concerns over Rodgers' style and how it might limit the offense's flexibility, potentially mirroring issues seen with other quarterbacks in recent years. Mark's voice reflects the heartbreak many feel after years of near misses and disappointing finishes, especially those last 5 losses that still sting deeply. Blake echoes this sentiment, praising the off-season work but remaining wary of the coaching staff's history. Don voices a less hopeful outlook, intrigued but not excited, expressing a desire for a new direction and a fresh voice to guide the team. And finally, Corey nails a common theme: the changes made by Omar Khan, the team's general manager, add pressure on the coaching staff to deliver results. As training camp continues, these voices blend into the background noise of anticipation and speculation. The players, however, are focused on the immediate challenge ahead. Each practice, each drill, each meeting is an opportunity to prove their worth and to move the needle closer to victory. The next few weeks will be telling. They will reveal whether this group can coalesce into a unit capable of competing at the highest level, or if the doubts will prove justified. For Steelers fans, this moment is a crossroads. The past can't be changed, but the future is wide open. The stakes have never been higher, and the hunger for success has never been greater. This season has the potential to be transformative, but it will require grit, determination, and a refusal to accept anything less than excellence. Pittsburgh is watching, ready to rally behind their team, hoping this is the year they finally break through and remind the league what Steelers football is all about. The atmosphere around Steelers training camp has taken on a distinct energy this year, one that feels different from previous seasons. It's a mix of cautious optimism blended with a hunger that comes from years of frustration and unmet expectations. The players themselves seem keenly aware of what's at stake. You can see it in the way they move, how their eyes light up during drills, and the intensity with which they approach each day. This is more than just a routine summer workout. It feels like a pivotal moment in the team's trajectory. Mike Tomlin has always been a coach who demands respect and effort, but now there's a sharpened edge to his approach. He's reminding everyone that talent alone won't win games. Execution, discipline, and heart are equally important. The challenges faced last season, particularly in close playoff losses and tough stretches where momentum slipped away, are lessons that the coaching staff and players have taken seriously. They're determined not to let history repeat itself. What's Especially encouraging is how the newcomers are integrating into the Steelers' culture. Often, when nearly half of the starters are new, as is the case this year, there's a natural concern about chemistry and cohesion. But reports from the facility indicate that the blend of veterans and fresh faces is working well. Younger players like Jalen Ramsey and Jack Sawyer are not only contributing on the field, but also bringing a youthful energy that seems to motivate the entire group. Meanwhile, seasoned players are stepping up as mentors, helping the new arrivals understand the demanding environment that Steelers football represents. The offensive side of the ball has drawn much attention, particularly with Aaron Rodgers stepping in as the new quarterback. His reputation as a cerebral player who can dissect defenses is well known. But the question remains, how will he mesh with the Steelers' style? The offensive scheme is evolving, balancing Rodgers' preferences with the coach's vision. Observers note that the offense is working on becoming more dynamic, with a mix of quick passes, well-timed runs, and design plays to keep defenses guessing. There's a noticeable emphasis on protecting Rodgers, given the concerns that arose last season with injuries and pressure in the pocket. The receiving corps has also improved, with DK Metcalf expected to provide a much-needed vertical threat. His presence forces defenses to spread out, which should open lanes for other receivers, and the running game, the offensive line, always a key component of success, appears deeper and more cohesive than in recent years. The combination of experience and fresh talent means they're better prepared to handle the speed and complexity of modern NFL defenses. Defensively, the Steelers have made strides toward reclaiming their identity as a dominant force. The coaching staff's adjustments during the offseason, combined with smart acquisitions and draft picks, have reinforced key positions. The secondary's depth and skill level are improved, addressing past vulnerabilities. Linebackers are more versatile and aggressive, ready to disrupt opposing offenses in the passing and running games alike. One of the critical elements is the edge rusher's room, which continues to be a major strength. TJ Watt remains the centerpiece, but the additions of players like Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig create a formidable group that can pressure quarterbacks consistently. The young defensive end Jack Sawyer, although still developing, is seen as a high-upside player who could make an immediate impact. This group's ability to create turnovers and control the line of scrimmage will be vital to the team's success. Despite the positives, there are still questions to be answered. How will the defense hold up over a full season without significant injuries? Can the offense maintain consistency and capitalize on scoring opportunities? What adjustments will the coaching staff make in response to in-season challenges? These are the unknowns that fans and analysts are eager to see unfold. The fanbase's reaction to this evolving team has been mixed but engaged. There is an undercurrent of frustration from past seasons, but also a rekindled excitement fueled by the promising roster moves and the arrival of high-profile players. Social media and forums are abuzz with debates about potential coaching strategies and predictions for the year. This dialogue reflects the passionate connection Steelers Nation has with its team, a bond that endures through ups and downs. Behind the scenes, the front office remains focused on building a sustainable contender. Omar Khan's management style has earned both praise and criticism, but his commitment to balancing immediate competitiveness with long-term planning is clear. The team's draft picks, trades, and free agent signings show a deliberate approach aimed at strengthening weak spots without mortgaging the future. As the preseason games approach, the pressure mounts to translate practice performances into results on the field. These games will provide the first real test of how well the players have absorbed the system and how effectively the coaches can make adjustments. It's also an opportunity for depth players to prove their value, earning spots on the roster and showing they can step up if injuries occur. In Pittsburgh, the city itself pulses with anticipation. Steelers football is more than just a sport. Here it's a defining part of the community's identity. The hope is that this season will bring joy and success that fans have long awaited. Whether the Steelers will meet or exceed those expectations remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the journey will be followed with passion, intensity, and unwavering support. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing with excitement as whispers grow louder about a possible blockbuster move involving Tyler Boyd and the Pittsburgh Steelers. According to sources close to the situation, the Steelers might be on the verge of bringing back the talented wide receiver, Tyler Boyd, to Pittsburgh, a move that could seriously bolster their offensive arsenal. BOYD, who previously showcased his skills with the Steelers, has always been known as a clutch player, capable of making critical catches in high-pressure moments. The potential signing is creating quite a stir among fans and analysts alike, who believe his return could inject much-needed firepower into the Steelers' offense. Given the team's ongoing quest to find reliable weapons for their quarterback, adding BOYD could be the key to unlocking new possibilities on the field. Rumors suggest that the Steelers are keen to add BOYD's veteran presence and dependable hands to an offense that has shown flashes but struggled to find consistency in recent seasons. His knack for making crucial plays during tight games could transform Pittsburgh's passing game, especially in the red zone and crucial third-down situations. It's the kind of addition that might not only elevate the offense but also change the momentum of close contests. BOYD's familiarity with the Steelers' system and his ability to connect under pressure are qualities that the coaching staff highly values. While nothing is set in stone yet, insiders hint that negotiations are progressing swiftly, and a deal could be announced sooner rather than later. If it happens, it would mark a significant step in the Steelers' plans to become a more dynamic and unpredictable offense. The buzz around this potential signing has Steelers fans eagerly anticipating what could be a major boost to their team's chances this season. Could Tyler Boyd be the clutch weapon Pittsburgh needs to make a deep playoff push? Only time will tell. But the possibility alone is already lighting up conversations across NFL circles. Stay tuned as this story develops. Pittsburgh might just be on the brink of reclaiming a valuable piece of their offensive puzzle. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.